Yesterday and in the recent past, there has been a conversation about the prices of the different apartments and real estate developments in Kampala. And yesterday it was more about NSSF, the Solana Lifestyle and Residences product they have on Entebbe Road in Iluboa, one of the most affluent neighborhood that is overlooking the Chigo, where we have the Milembe Villas. And so the prices I quoted, I was given more prices and more data points, and I decided, you know what, let's look at them. Now they are different. We're going to go through them one by one. One, we're going to start with Lyra Modern Living at its best. Its starting price, it's a New Year's sale. Its starting price is $149,000. We're going to come back to that. However, one thing you have to know about Lyra is this: the Lila apartments are a two-bedroomed apartments. They are based on a block. They have block A, block B, different blocks. But one, it's a two-bedroomed apartment, two bathroom, two parking boys, and its total square meter is on average 144 square meters. We're going to look at that a little bit that later. Then we have the Kilma family living at its finest. These standalone, detached, beautiful family houses. As you can see here, their price is what? $279,000 each. That's what they are going for. Now, this is the Kilma. The Kilmas, as I'm looking at them here, is they are three-bedroomed units. Actually, let me bring it on the table here. As you can see, they have type A, which is the three-bedroomed units, and then the type B, which is the four-bedroomed units. But their starting price is quoting for the type A, which is the three-bedroomed units, which is a two-bathroom, and their total square meter is 202 square meters, and they are looking luxurious as they can be. You can see what they are there. Then from the Kilmers, we go to Valera, which is the most expensive. It's around 519,000 US dollars. We are going to look at what that is in the UGX, This is the finest of the finest. It's for the who is who, the rich people, almost a half a million dollars. Now for the Valeras, let me bring here at the Varela Villas. As you can see, they are modern, they are spacious, five bedrooms. They are quite expensive, but they are very few. As you can see, they are not quite many. They are around this 20 in a total. And there is type A, which is five bedroom and four bathroom, four vehicles, everything. And its total square meters is around 450 square meters. We shall see how much the cost per square meter is. Then they have type B, which is also five bedroom, four bathroom, which is also 450 square meters. So the Vareras is the most expensive of their offering. So when you have to think about the big boys, this is what they would be targeting in this regard. Then we have the one for what we would call the Montua 1C, and that's what I misquoted on the Savannah, the cheapest, the Savannah apartments. They are different blocks, they are $139,000 each. The Savannah, it's a two-bedroomed apartment. If I'm to bring it here for to show you what they are, they have actually a very nice website for you to go in to understand what is, if you don't want, before you even do a site visit. The Savannah apartments, you can see there are different blocks. Each block has 21. This one has 17, 17, 21, 21. So you can choose which block it is. Block A, it has 121 square meters. There are two bedroom, two bathroom. It's the most expensive of the Savannah apartments. Block B, it's 142,000 square meters. It's the cheapest of them all. It's a two bedroom, two bathroom at $139,000. Then block C and block D, it's 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom, it's 142. So when you look at the price points of NSSF Solana lifestyle residences, the cheapest price that is quoted, the starting price of 139, is the Savannah properties. This is the one which we are looking at, which, and this is okay, this is the Vedanas, and then that's how much they are, 100, and how they would look like internally. I'm not on ground, so I do not have the photos of how they look like on ground. Now, coming into the price points, this is what it means, right? So from the starting position is the Savannah, which we have looked at the beginning. I'll make it a little bit bigger. The starting price of it is 139,000 US dollars, which at 3,700 average FX, that's around 500 million for a 2 bedroom unit. Now, the question is, the starting units are 142 square meters, which would mean each square meter is around 900,000 $900 or around 3.6 million. You weigh in, you know. Then the next one are the Lyra Views apartments, which we talked about. They are also 2 bedroomed. I don't think I've actually shown you the Lyra Views apartments. Let me bring them here. Um, the 2 bedroom, the Lyra Views, they are also beautiful as they can be. Uh, they are going for 149, but for them, the difference for them, they have a little bit of more square meters compared to the starting one of Savannah, and that always plays in the value of the money you end up paying, right? They have type A, type B, it's also 2 bedroom, it has more square meters. It means you're getting a 2 bedroomed apartment but with more space. As you can see, it's the exterior and the views inclusive. Then you have type C, it's still 2 bedroom, but it has more square meters, which is a 2 bedroom, but where it has more space, almost as close to like the 3 bedroom apartment. So those are the Lilas. The Lilas, they start at around 149,900, which is close to 150,000 US dollars, which is 550 million in UGX in equivalent. The starting square meter is 142, which means the square each the average price for each square meter you are acquiring is $1,000, which is around 3.8 million. Then from there we go for the Vedana Terrace. They are the 3 bedroom units, almost 200,000 US dollars in the current price, around 750 million. It's a 3 bedroom. The starting units for the Vedanas is 152 square meters. I'll bring it up here also for the people to see. I want people to quote what people can see that it is indeed. Yes, the starting meters is 152 square meters and the starting price is 199. What they have type 1 and type 2. Type 2, I believe it has more square meters, 172 square meters. But if the starting price is 199, then automatically that means it's the one for the one with the lower square meters. So I'm using 152, but the price can change depending. So it's almost $1,300 for per square meter, or around 4.8 million in that. Then we have the Kilima Ridge, which is around 279,000 US dollars, a billion. UGX, it's a 4 bedroom apartment. The unit price for for each square meter is around 4.6 million. Then we have the Valeras, the most expensive, the most exclusive one, which we have looked at here, and we said, where are they? These, you can see, they are the biggest of the biggest. They are their signature investment. Actually, when you are to look at their brochure, that is their signature residence. If I'm to bring up the brochure here for us to look at it before we come back to the definition of it. This is the Varelas. You can see it's the townhouse, what they call the townhouse, the rich of the whatever. If in Uganda we had an affluent rich class and they would want to have and own their own street, this will be something for them who can afford. $500,000 to just live next to the people who can afford a $500,000. Not many of us. So these are the price points. One of the things you're going to end up noticing is, now let me make it a little bit smaller, is that the quoted price per unit per square meter is a little bit on the higher end. But not because they are not just selling a house. When I talked to the person in NSF, they said we are selling a lifestyle. The community, they have a community of swimming pool, there are so many community things that they are offering that you shouldn't be comparing the price of Solana to the price you're going to get on an average apartment in Nigeria and Chira, which is just developed as an apartment. There is so much more that comes by you living in this. The only question is, these price points lock out so many of us. you know for them to be this expensive, they lock out so many of us, but they still will say they did not develop this as part of a solution to solve the housing crisis in Uganda. Not at all. This was developed to make money for the savers. So yes, as a saver, averagely 99% of their savers might never afford this kind of houses, but still the benefit a saver will get is when the NSSF maximizes the return from these different apartments, then automatically the saver benefits from that because they get a good yield. But the bigger question is, how do these prices uh, compare with other developments in Uganda? Now, it's not easy to compare Lubowa versus Nakaselo, but why not? These are all targeting people, not all of us. Many of us can only admire and complain on Twitter like what we do always. But when you have to compare it with Lalo's apartments, you remember the long article I wrote. A two-bedroomed apartment in Lalo's is 388 million, 388,000 US dollars, and the three-bedroom is almost a starting price of 450,000. So for the same exact price of 450,000 of a three-bedroomed apartment in Rose, you can get a three-bedroomed terrace. You can get two of those from the Solana Lifestyle Residence. You know, a two-bedroomed apartment in Rose with actually they told me this is a close to like 200. Uh, it has its quote price per the price per square meter is of 1,947 million. Now that is Nakaselo, yes, whatsoever. But at 7 million for you are buying versus a two-bedroomed apartment in Solana in Savannah Heights of around 3.6, or if you are to come to Lyra, it's also a two-bedroom apartment. It's just 1,000. So for the same amount of money, you can get two apartments in Solana, and that's how investment should be looked at. You don't look at them in isolation, even if. And at this point, I'm looking at just the standard assessment of these products, and you say, where is the price points? Where do I make money? Even if you're trying to buy these apartments for you to rent them out, to put them on Airbnb, to put them on not Airbnb, yeah, Airbnb, or let them out and generate income. The question is, do you make more money by you buying one apartment in La Rose at 450,000, or by buying two apartments, or even close to three apartments of Savannah in Solana Lifestyle Residence? So that is a question which anyone can answer. So it goes back that these prices are locking us out, but it's not because we are not the target market. You can see the Vedana, almost the starting price is close to 200,000 US dollars. Savannah, 130,000 US dollars. And it's a two-bedroomed apartment. That one we have to make sure this is a two-bedroomed apartment. They do not have any one-bedroomed apartment. Unfortunately, it's starting from two-bedroomed. Then we have the Kilma, it's three-bedroomed apartment, 279. Then you come to Lyra Modern Living, beautiful ones. They have some of the best views I've seen from my research. It's 149,000 US dollars. So for those of you who are literally interested in this is the detail I can dig in. There is so much more we are going to require, but NSSF said they are here to make money for the savers, not to solve the housing crisis. The housing crisis, that mandate sits with the National Housing and Construction Company, not with NSSF. But even then, they are coming with Temangalo. We shall look at Temangalo later. Thank you so much.